What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Tool. Yes, indeed. Tool fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Supervised Chaos, and this is actually Supervised Chaos's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Chaos. Hope you enjoy the show. Supervised Chaos want to see me react to this. It is Tool doing a cover of the Black Sabbath song, Hand of Doom. Now, have I heard this song before? Believe it or not, no, I have not. I've never even heard of this song from Black Sabbath. I didn't even know this song even existed. So I'm curious, what album was it on? So I can go back and refresh my memory. No, I've never heard of this song. I've never heard it. At least it's not ringing any bells with me. So as far as I know, this is a fresh listen. So this is kind of weird when we're doing a cover, though. I'm gonna have to kind of basically treat this as a new song. Like this is, I'm not as a cover, but as an actual new song. So this is gonna be a weird one. Let's see. This was posted by Twin Musics. Okay. And the video has 108,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Tool, back to the beginning. Birmingham Twin Musics -com. Yeah, -com. Okay, so I was told that this is a festival that they were playing at. I know this is not, I'm not even sure if this is even the full set, but this is the video that I was given. Chaos wanted me to start at 6 minutes, which is right where we're at, and we're supposed to end at 13:10. Well, we know how that goes. Sometimes I hit the mark, sometimes I don't. We'll have to wait and see how this one goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh boy.
it's so funny. The entire song has been in 4/4, but they're really having a lot of fun with the placement of. Okay, despite the fact that we're in a 4/4 time signature, they're not starting on the downbeat of 1. Like that happens very, very rarely. Usually they're starting on like the upbeat of 1 or on the downbeat of 2. Really kind of, if you're not paying attention, it's going to throw you off a little bit. Now, I don't know if that's by their design or if that's how the original song goes. Remember, I've never heard the original song. So that brings into question another aspect of this. Are they doing a carbon copy cover or are they putting their own spin on it? I don't know. I have no clue. I kind of got to judge this like this is a Tool song. If they're playing the song exactly how it's written, I could see why they're choosing to cover this song. This song, if this is how the actual original recording sounds, this is right up Tool's alley. This is right up their alley. This is a prototypical Tool style song. So I see the appeal and I see the reason why Tool would want to cover it. Now there's also a possibility that they're taking the original song and they're taking it in a completely different direction. If that's the case, I have no idea. I have no clue. That it's kind of a good thing, and it's kind of a bad thing. I have absolutely no point of reference for a comparison. But at the same time, it also leaves me completely open to interpret what I'm hearing without any type of a comparison. So it's kind of a good thing. It's kind of a bad thing. I'm digging what I'm hearing, though. I like the groove, especially this new section where they kind of shifted gears and went into a slight kind of shuffle feel. I like this. This is nice. Prior to this, though, I was really enjoying the groove that they had at the beginning, though, too. Kind of that laid back feel. I was really digging that as well. This is so weird, man. This is a weird one. I don't know. I'm sitting here racking my brain trying to think of how I'm going to score this, and the only way I could do it is to treat this like an original, even though I know it's not. I know it's not an original. I know it's a cover, but I've never heard the original before. So this is going to be an odd one. Quick little telephone there.
Your skin's
This is my favorite part of the song, this groove. It's the same groove they had at the beginning. I'm glad they came back to it. Really emphasizing the whole entrance, the beginning of the entrance of the phrase versus the start of the measure. It's a great contrast. Downbeat of one comes, and then they don't come in until either the upbeat of one or the downbeat of two. I love it. I absolutely love that. It's nice, but at the same time, the downbeat of one is not hard to find. It's not hard to find at all. I know the phrasing entrance isn't lined up exactly, but they're not making any effort to hide the downbeat of one. It's there. It's absolutely there. So it's not a distraction, and it's not impossible to groove to this. It really isn't. Once you find the downbeat of one, it's easy. And like I said, finding the downbeat of one is not difficult whatsoever. So I dig this part. This is absolutely my favorite part of this performance. This in the beginning, obviously. It's the same thing. So anyway, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. $13.10. That's where I was told to stop. Okay. This is gonna be so weird. I know how I need to. Okay. I can score this. There's only one way I can score it. So I know I need to follow that way, but it's going to make absolutely no sense. It really is. It's going to be, I'm going to explain how I came up with the score, and people are going to go, that's not, they're either going to say that's not fair, or they're going to say that's not right. And the thing is, I'm going to be in 100% total agreement with those people, because they're going to be right. It's not fair and it's not right, but it's the only way I could do it. So this is going to be interesting. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Tool with a cover of the Black Sabbath tune, Hand of Doom. This was a request from Supervised Chaos, and this was actually Supervised Chaos's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Chaos. I hope you enjoyed the show. So, this is normally the part where I say, before I give my score, I want to remind everybody that, this is a cover. This is not the original. I know the originals. And, I'm not taking the original song into account in any way, shape, or form. I'm basing my evaluation completely on the cover. Well, here's the problem. I know it's a cover. I'm aware it's a cover. But if that had not been told to me, I would have assumed this was an original. Because I've never even heard of this song. Now, I went back and I looked. I was looking to see where the original album, where the original recording appeared. It appeared on the album Paranoid. I I have absolutely no explanation for this. Well, let me explain. Actually, that's not true. I have an explanation. I don't have any excuse. I own this album. I know I do. I know for a fact I do. I've never listened to this album. Never. I never have. And people right now are like basically jumping out of their seats right now going, what? What do you mean you've never listened to this album? I've never listened to this album. I'm really not the biggest Black Sabbath fan. I don't really listen to a whole lot of their material. There have been a few albums I've listened to from them. What was the name of that? There was a greatest hits album that they put out. I think it was something like I Gave My Soul for Rock and Roll or something like that. I used to listen to that album like daily. Daily I would listen to that album. God, and some of their later stuff I would listen to. So basically I'm familiar with the greatest hits album. That's basically the only album I'm really familiar with. There was another album that they put out with Ronnie James Dio. I think the album, what was it called? Dehumanizer, I think is what the name of the album was. I was familiar with that one. God, what other Black Sabbath albums have I listened to? That's pretty much it. Yeah, so I'm not much of a Sabbath fan. I have a ton of respect for them. I have just tons of respect for Black Sabbath and everything they've done for the world of rock and metal and for everything they contributed, not just to rock and metal, but to the music industry as a whole, to music as a whole. I have a ton of respect for them, but I've never been the biggest fan of them. So when I say I've never heard this song, I don't recognize even that I've never even heard of this song because I've never listened to the actual Paranoid album. I probably should. I own it. I have it. There's really no excuse for me not to have heard this song or this whole album in general. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll put that on my to-do list of things to do this week. I'll see if I can break that out and listen to it start to finish. But in any case, I've never heard the original, so I can't make this an evaluation based on the cover because I have no idea how the original goes. So the only way I can give this a score, and this is where Tool fans and Black Sabbath fans are going to be absolutely crying foul. And I agree with them. I believe me, folks, I do not disagree with you. I'm crying foul myself. And I'm saying this ain't right and this ain't fair. I absolutely agree with you guys. But it's the only way I can do it. It's the only way I can give this a score. Otherwise, I'm going to just say, I enjoyed it, but I can't score it. Part of me is really tempted to do that, if I'm being honest. But at the same time, I don't want to do that to supervise chaos unless I absolutely have no other choice. I do have a choice. And this is the choice I came up with. I'm going to have to treat this like a Tool original song. Which is funny because this song sounds like the type of song that Tool would actually write, record, and play. So, having said that, I do have a score. And I'm basing it on the treatment of it being an original song by Tool. So, bear that in mind, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, I know it's not a Tool original. I know it's not. But I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yep, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.6. What does that mean? Well, a 7.6 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this is a really good song. It would also come out to 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. Yeah, B+. B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.6, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. I have no idea if this was a carbon copy cover where Tool played the song exactly like the original, note for note, beat for beat, tone for tone, word for word, exactly like the original, or if they took it and put their own little spin on it and, you know, took it off into left field a little bit to make it their own. I honestly do not know. So I cannot take either one of those into account for the purpose of evaluating this as a cover. This is why I have to kind of treat this like an original. I dug the groove. This was a very groove-centric song. It absolutely was. I love the, okay, I really did love the fact that they switched gears and they went to that sped up kind of shuffle feel. I dug that. I really enjoyed the groove in that section. I did. It made sense. It flowed well. Very easy to groove to in that section. But it wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was the beginning and the ending with that more of a slow down feel and very straight ahead. I love the fact that the phrasing didn't always line up. What I mean by that is here's the downbeat of 1 and here's where the instruments come in, you know, not exactly lined up. So like when they did the downbeat of 1, here comes guitar and bass. Here comes Adam and Justin on the upbeats of 1 and 2. So bum 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 da da da, you know, and then coming into 1 on the next measure, where Maynard met them on the downbeat of 1 for the vocal part. I like that. I absolutely do. And the reason I'm saying that is because they did it very consistently, every single time. So as a result, it was very easy to find the downbeat of 1. This song, when it comes to its subdivision work, it was nicely done, but it wasn't overly complicated. It made you think a little bit, but it was very easy to find the downbeat of 1 throughout the entire song, which made the song very groovable. I mean, you could absolutely groove to this song, no problem, because 1 was so easy to find. Some of the fills that Danny came up with were really nice, but for the most part, what he was playing, the main groove of what he came up with for the main riff of the song, he kept it. I don't know how accurate this is to the original, but he kept it pretty by Derry's. My mouth is just not working today. By oh gosh. Anyway, by Danny Carey's own standards. Jeez. What he was playing was very simplistic. Now, I'm guessing he was playing pretty much what the original drum parts were for this song. So I'm making an assumption there. Then again, maybe he just came up with this drum pattern on his own. He just wanted to keep it simplistic for the sake of a fairly simplistic song. Maybe he didn't want to overcomplicate things. Kind of weird for Danny Carey, but you know, that's okay. It still sounded good. I got no issue with anything he played. I think Adam on this one was kind of the star. Well, Adam, okay. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up. Guitar and vocals kind of were sharing the spotlight here. Maynard's vocals on this were really nice. Don't get me wrong, and he definitely led the charge. But there were a number of times where Adam would come in and he would really kind of steal the spotlight a little bit. Even stealing it away from Maynard. I mean, I was kind of like, is there some sort of a power struggle happening here? But no, there wasn't. I mean, it's just, you know, there were times where guitar had to take over, and then Maynard would come in and he would take it back. So it was a constant, you know, switching of the spotlight between the two, but it felt good. It sounded good. It never felt like a distraction. It was nothing but complimentary all the way through. So I absolutely enjoyed that. Justin really just kind of, you know, filling out the sound and in the background, just kind of keeping everything chugging away, which is, you know, what a good bass player would do. So I got no complaints about anything that Justin did. No, I mean, it's a really good song. It is. I'm really feeling compelled now to go and listen to this song. If nothing else, I mean, okay, granted, I should listen to this album. I've had it for decades. I really should listen to it start to finish. But I really feel compelled to kind of start with this song. I don't know what track this is on the album. I'm kind of hoping it's track 1. What a great way to start the album. But I definitely want to listen to the original and then come back to this and listen to this again and see how it compares. But in any case, a 7.6. Now, like I said, I'm not giving this a 7.6 from the standpoint of a cover. I'm kind of doing my best to treat this like a Tool original song. So that's how I'm scoring that 7.6. I know, in closing, I understand Tool fans and Black Sabbath fans are going to be crying foul on me for that. And like I said, guys, I agree with you. I know it's not fair. I know it's not right. But it's the only way I can justifiably score this, given the current circumstances. So, anyway, 7.6. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.6, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later, peace.